on the verge of a divorce and their daughter left them. What happens when a tech-obsessed couple raises a nature-obsessed daughter? Well, I'll tell you what happens. She disappears into the forest, befriends a fairy, and wants to become a fairy herself. But for all the wrong reasons. Because she actually wants to become a fairy to save her parents' marriage. So today we're asking the only question that matters. Can Iris save her parents' crumbling marriage by becoming a fairy? If you love Sims lore wrapped in spicy family drama, then please like this video because it only takes 2 seconds, it's free, and it helps me so much to know that I should keep making these. This is the Ladipo family, Ayo, Flora, and their daughter Iris. They live in a sleek house with very little nature, which is surprising because they actually live in the capital of nature in The Sims, which is Innisgreen, the town that comes with a fairy pack enchanted by nature. The dad Ayo is a neat freak. Basically, they hate nature and refuse to touch a single plant. Their idea of nature is just the grass that grows in the backyard, which is mostly cement, and that's enough for them, which is shocking because in this map, pretty much every house has a garden of some kind, except this house. The mom Flora doesn't hate plants, but she dislikes nature. Her idea of gardening is watering the houseplants, which are not even hers because they were left there by her daughter when she moved out. Flora is a family person, and she freaking hates the fact that her daughter is not talking to her. Her daughter leaving and the lack of communication is driving Flora crazy, and it's ruining their marriage because she blames the husband for the daughter leaving the house. And all Iris left behind is her room and a bunch of houseplants for the mom to take care of. But she actually likes them now because these plants are kind of symbolizing her daughter, and taking care of them is like getting herself closer to her daughter spiritually. My baby girl Iris will visit home when she's ready. Things are tough without her, but we're managing the best we can. Luckily, her live houseplants are easy to take care of. They don't need much. I actually quite like them. I'd be lying if I said it wasn't a tough go for us right now. We thought when Iris left it would be for a short while, but so much time has passed. Ayo can put on a tough face, but they're really such a softie. We both are. Maybe it's time we put down our comfort and try something new. Take a page out of her book and embrace her story. It might be the key to bringing us back together. But why did the daughter leave her family? I mean, her parents love her and she lives in a nice house, so what was so horrible about living with them that she just had to leave? I mean, sure, her and her parents don't share the same interests, but like, why is she not talking to them at all? Well, let's see. Neither of the parents cook and they both worship their jobs. Ayo is a programmer and Flora is a graphic designer. In their spare time, Ayo plays video games and Flora paints. Their idea of a meal is a microwave dinner, and their idea of hanging out with the family is watching TV on the couch. Each parent has their own office, really highlighting how dedicated they are to their jobs. But their offices are very different. Ayo's style is very minimalistic and clean, and Flora's office is bright green and artsy. And then we have Iris, their daughter, who's nothing like her parents. Actually, they're exactly the opposite of each other. Just look at her room before she moved out. And then look at the rest of the house. It's like a botanical garden in the middle of an IKEA display. Iris loves nature and hates tech. And her parents' life is all about tech and they hate nature. Her mom is materialistic and her dad is a neat freak. Meanwhile, Iris likes to get her hands dirty with some soil. Iris loves reading books and getting lost in her fantasy world as a mystical sim. But their differences is not exactly why she left. Her reason for leaving is to find herself. She actually left home because she felt like there was something in her that needs healing and changing, and she needs to find what it was. The more into gardening I got, the more live houseplants my mom purchased, and my dad, well, just kept saying, "There's grass in the yard, go touch it." In hindsight, it's quite comical. I just felt a bit lost among the science and tech. It didn't have the answers I was seeking, but gosh, I do miss them. So Iris is looking for answers for something that she didn't feel that tech and science could help her with. And we also learned from this that her dad gave her a hard time for loving nature so much. So being so misunderstood by her parents really pushed her away. And she loves nature so much that her mom suggested natural living to see if that helps her find herself. But she ends up not liking living in the nature. She says that it was too complicated with her hair getting dirty. So instead she tries a different path. She becomes a healer, working in the apothecary. I'm no expert, but I've dabbled in a lot. Apothecary was the most enticing. It was exactly what I was looking for, or so I thought. I also tried to live naturally, become one with nature and all that. I definitely struggled. While the deeper connection felt worth it, I'm not sure my curls enjoyed the experience. It's possible that her decision to become a healer came from a need to heal herself and to heal others, like her parents who have a crumbling marriage. But she learned that you can't heal that with herbs, so she set her mind on a different path. Iris decided to become a fairy to save her parents, because fairies have the ability to influence relationships and change moods, and this will allow her to reach her goal. She wants to get her parents in the same room, without arguments, without computers, and just have them be in a good mood together. But will she succeed? Well, I tried it. I turned Iris into a fairy. Unfortunately, she didn't end up as cute as in the trailer, so I had to adjust her a little bit. Much better. So I sent Iris to her parents' home and she absorbed their bad moods and changed their dynamic. So yes, it's definitely possible to heal the marriage by becoming a fairy. But guess what? This was still not a good path for her. She actually doesn't want to be a fairy. She's not sure it's the right path. I don't know if fairy life is for me. Neither is apothecary. I think I came out here to find a way to fix myself, but I've learned there's nothing wrong with me. My true nature is nurturing others. I can find that joy in so many other ways. My friends, my job, even my family. I shouldn't have shut them out, but I needed to find acceptance on my own. Now that I have, I'm ready for them to smother me again. Okay, we need to unpack this one. Iris has doubts about the fairy life being for her. Iris keeps switching her goals. She started off with natural living, and then she tried apothecary. She didn't like those, and now she wants to be a fairy, and she already thinks she won't like it. So this girl is definitely confused, and she's looking for something about herself that she needs to fix. But what is she looking for? What is she actually trying to fix though? Well, she's actually a character that can't give birth, and she's also gay. There's nothing wrong with that, and this is what Iris is beginning to accept. But this could be the reason why she felt like an outsider in the world. In her own house, she's so different from her parents, and then in the outside world, she's also very different. So she's just looking for ways to kind of understand herself better. And at first, she felt like she actually needs to fix something about herself, but then she realized that no, there's nothing wrong with her. Maybe she tried apothecary because she thought she could find a way to have babies. She actually says, oh, turns out I don't have an illness. So the fact that she sees herself as having an illness, something's wrong with her, so wrong with her, that she needs to cure it with apothecary skills. But now when she finally accepted herself and saw that there is nothing wrong with her, she decided that maybe I don't want to be a fairy after all. And she admits that she really misses her parents. So she's ready to come back home, and I think her parents will be very happy to know that. Actually, I noticed something funny about the mom's formal wear. It looks freakishly identical to what Nadya wears. And Nadya is the fairy that lives with their daughter. The parents don't really like fairies, especially the dad. But yet, look at the mom dressed in the same dress with the same hairdo as Nadya. And then I thought, is it because Iris's mom is trying to look more identical to Nadya to kind of attract Iris to interact with her? Or is it just the fashion that people wear in this area? Because honestly, I thought about it a lot. Why would this couple choose to live in this town? If they so openly don't like nature and they love tech, I really see them living more in a nice condo in the city. So why live here? Well, I feel like it's because they were probably born and raised in this town, and they just stayed here out of convenience. Not only does the mom wear the fashion from the town, but also, as we know, Innisgreen is inspired by Scotland, and Flora has red hair, so she could be a native of this town. Plus, her text actually says something very insightful. Unless you got pockets full of fairy dust, life in the coast of Ardmore can be quite mundane. I don't often see fairies. In fact, some folks around here share quite different beliefs about them. You can ask Glenn what I mean. So most humans don't actually know about fairies, and they don't know about fairy dust. And Flora talks about how there are a lot of different opinions about fairies in the town. So clearly Flora knows Glenn, she knows the townspeople and their opinions about fairies, she knows about fairy dust, she knows about fairies, and she knows that she doesn't see them very often. So clearly she is very aware of the town, which makes me think that she's been living there for a long time and probably comes from generations of people who lived there. So can Iris fix her parents' relationship by turning into a fairy? Yes, she absolutely can. But as we can see from her dialogues, she doesn't want to be a fairy, and she does want to come back home. So maybe coming back home would be the solution for fixing her parents' relationship. Iris is a very nurturing person. She's even a nanny in the game. She likes to provide care for people, but it also seems like she's a major major people pleaser because she's so concerned with what other people think, and she structures her life around her parents and how they feel about her. So can Iris save her parents' marriage? Yes, but is it her job to do that? Absolutely not. My suggestion to the parents is couples therapy. I tried doing that in a game and it really helps. And that's because this couple is actually super compatible. They like the same nerdy things, they dislike the same things, and everything is cool. It's just that the whole situation with the daughter really messed them up. And the thing is that things are complicated right now because Iris lives with a fairy and her parents actually hate this fairy. Her father actually says, if you see my daughter, tell her to stop hanging out with the ruffian and come home. Enough is enough. We have plants in the house. They live in pots. That sounds like nature to me. So yeah, as you can see, the dad is very sassy. So who is Nadya? Who is this fairy living with her daughter? And why is the dad calling her a ruffian, which is basically like a troublemaker? And Ayo actually hates fairies in general. Fun fact, Ayo dated a fairy. Not knowing that Elric was actually a fairy, they dated until Ayo found out and they broke up. We will go over their relationship in the next video, and we're also going to learn who is Nadya and how she manipulated Iris into living with her. So to not miss any juicy lore, you have to hit the subscribe and the bell button, and that will let me know that you want to see more. This was a tricky video to make because my camera kept dying and things were just going wrong. My hair was falling, not actually falling from my head, but I had a different hairstyle and it kept falling and I had to switch to this one. It was very frustrating. My makeup is inspired by Iris when she turns into a blue fairy in the trailer. But it took me an embarrassingly long amount of time to do this. Like at least 3 hours, 4 hours with the hair. It was long. And then I kept running into technical issues when I was filming this video. Yeah, please like this video because it's not easy to be a content creator. And it's especially not easy to be a starting content creator because, you know, you have to earn money elsewhere to sustain yourself. So just liking this video means a whole lot to me. So thank you so much and I'll see you next video.